So hi everybody, thank you so much for coming today. My name is Jean Marie Anselmi, and I wanted to bring you my story today from the perspective of being a bold initiative taker and a leader. So my overall objective is to become a commissioned officer for the United States Marine Corps, and therefore my audience is the recruiters and the panel members and everybody who's involved in evaluating candidacy for that position. And to start out, I wanted to talk about this quote from Vincent van Gogh that says, "I'm always doing what I cannot do yet in order to learn how to do it," because I believe that it really sums up the work ethic that I've developed through my experiences. So those experiences began back in my senior year of high school. I sustained a traumatic brain injury from a horseback riding accident. And one of the few things that I remember from the hospital bed was I realized I needed to branch out and diversify my life, because prior to this, horseback riding had been my sole outlet and my sole passion, and yet this was the second serious injury that I had sustained in a year from it. So I realized I needed to reach out and take the initiative and explore a little bit. And a little later on, I realized I also needed to develop a really strong work ethic to compensate for the cognitive shortcomings that I had while I was recovering. So I had the opportunity to start developing this work ethic at Red Rocks Community College, where I got my Associates of Arts concentrating in French. And what I really loved about studying French was if you took the initiative, you could dive as deep as you wanted into learning about this new language and this new culture. And ultimately that dive brought me here to the American University of Paris, where I took a complete change of direction, academically speaking, and started studying mathematics and computer science. And as every student at AUP knows, it takes a lot of boldness to move thousands of miles away from home, in most of our cases, to come study undergrad. And it took an extra amount of boldness to change degrees completely. And I had to take the initiative and start exploring a little bit this new area and this new field. And that exploration brought me to an internship last summer at Trikia Mobile, where I was doing independent blockchain research. And this position really tested my work ethic, because I was the one making and meeting my own deadlines. I was mostly unsupervised, and it was a great test of all the work that I had been doing prior to this. I also had the opportunity to take 2 work trips to London, which really pushed me out of my comfort zone and made me practice boldness, because suddenly I was in a very different networking environment, and my peers were people who had been in the industry for 10 plus years at that point. I was also, one of those trips was for a hackathon coding competition, so suddenly these people are my teammates and my competitors, which really pushed me out of my comfort zone. So one of my favorite areas where I've been able to work on this work ethic is in my personal life. I realized a year ago, when I decided I wanted to explore the military as a career path, that I was going to need to have a body that was strong enough to withstand the stresses of military lifestyle. So I started working on speed, endurance, and strength. For speed, I started running because that was the simplest thing for me to start doing. And a little later on, I realized I wanted to have a community here at AUP where I could share that with people. So I started the AUP Running Club, which has been an incredible leadership opportunity and is going to live on in the semesters after I graduate. For endurance, I've been training with the Expatrié International Triathlon Club here in Paris. I did my first 2 triathlons with them this semester, which was a great experience. And strength sports is where I've really found my favorite area and way to move my body. I've been doing powerlifting style training since I started lifting back last summer. I did CrossFit when I was home for over winter break, and it was a ton of fun, and I can't wait to go back and train with them again. So physical fitness is an area where your work ethic and the boldness and initiative that you have is really important, because you have to be bold enough to go into new spaces where you're going to be bad at something because you're a beginner, and it's going to be hard and it's going to hurt, and you have to have the initiative to keep going and keep trying. Otherwise, you're never going to get any better at it. So now we come to one of the reasons why I've chosen boldness, initiative, and leadership as ways to describe myself. This is a quote from the Marine Corps doctrinal publication on warfighting, and I believe it really sums up exactly what the Marine Corps is looking for and what they need in their leaders. It says, "The Marine Corps requires intelligent leaders with a penchant for boldness and initiative down to the lowest levels. Boldness is an essential moral trait in a leader. Initiative, the willingness to act on one's own judgment, is a prerequisite for boldness." So through my experiences, I believe that I have become ready to serve my country and to be a leader for some of the bravest men and women in the world. Thank you so much for your time.